Hey guys, today we're going to discuss makeup expiration dates, and I'm going to give you 3 tips to keep your makeup clean and safe to use. So if you've been wondering about that makeup that's on your vanity or in your purse or backpack, and if it's still safe to use, then you're in the right place. So let's get started. Tip number 1. Always throw away mascara at the 3 to 6 month mark. Now, there's a little give there because it depends. Like I have 4 in the rotation currently that I'm using and testing. So I feel like I can go a little bit longer as long as it's not dried out and doesn't smell strange. Now, I know it's hard to think about throwing out mascara at 3 or 4 months, especially if you buy prestige or luxury brand mascaras. But the price has nothing to do with the amount of time that mascara lasts. But I do get the struggle. It is real. But we want to be safe and we want to make sure we don't get any eye infections. That's really the point of tossing it within 3 to 6 months. Tip number 2, I really recommend you label your makeup when you buy it, and you can do that a couple of ways. You can take a Sharpie and write the date you purchased it. If you have a little label making machine and you like to be like me and be a little compulsive about things like that, you could go in and put a date of when it expires. Just a couple of options. It's very easy to forget how long you've had something, especially over the last couple of years with everything being so crazy. And you may have had a period of time when you didn't even wear makeup. But makeup still does have a shelf life and it does still expire. I did a declutter of all my makeup recently, and I'm embarrassed to tell you that I found some eyeshadows that I had had, honestly, more than 15 years. When I think about it, it's like, whoa. I hadn't been using them, but they were sort of sentimental favorites, and they were expensive at the time, right? So there's this pull, this desire to hold on to them longer than we should. I did pitch them and moved on to some new things, which is fun, right? Tip number 3, if your makeup ever smells bad or isn't performing like it used to, then it is definitely time to throw it away. Performance issues could be things like an eyeshadow that gets dry and you can't get the pigment out anymore. That is a definite indicator that it's time to throw it away and move on to something new. I recently discovered that there are no U.S. laws or regulations that require cosmetic companies to label expiration dates or shelf life on cosmetics. So as consumers, we need to be educated and know when it's time to move on from that beautiful lipstick or mascara and purchase a new one. A product's shelf life generally means that's the time that you can expect it to last once you've opened the package and start using it. You may have noticed on some makeup products there is a little jar. This will be hard to see, but you might look at your own makeup and see it's a jar with the lid open, and then it's got numbers and a letter. This one says 24M. This is a NARS blush. And that means that once it's opened, it's good for 24 months. Again, this does not take away from if something smells bad or is not performing, then it's time to pitch it no matter how long it's been. Just remember, once you open that product that has that label on it, the timer is counting down from that point on. The length of time varies on various products and manufacturers. So there are other things, though, that affect the shelf life besides the given number from the manufacturer. That would be things like a product like this, where you dip your finger into it, or even a brush. You're putting bacteria into the product every time you do that. Preservatives in makeup break down over time, and that can be an indicator, and that goes back to, is it still performing like it should? If you have something that is a liquid, like maybe a foundation, sometimes those are emulsions, which means it's water and oil mixed together, and they can separate and get kind of nasty after a while. So that's definitely a factor for shelf life. Think about where you keep your makeup. If it's in your bathroom does get moist from warm showers, and that can affect the shelf life as well because bacteria loves to grow in a moist environment. Think about temperature changes. If you keep your makeup in a bag in your purse and you leave it in the car on an extremely hot day or an extremely cold day, this also will have an effect on the shelf life. But what if you buy a product and it doesn't have that cute little logo on it? How do you know how long it's going to last? Here is a basic guideline. Cream and liquid products. This is a cream, this is a liquid, 12 to 18 month shelf life. Powders have a longer shelf life. They can last up to 2 years. Lipstick can be about 2 years. And again, with mascara, we want to stay in the shortest range because we want to avoid any kind of bacteria in the eye area. Be wary of testers at stores. I know it's really tempting to use them. I certainly go into the stores and dip my finger in and look at things on the back of my hand, which is not a perfect way to do a color match. Maybe hold that up to your face. It helps a little bit. But be sure after you're done at the store to wash your hands thoroughly. Never use a tester and put anything on your face, and in particular around your eyes. Keep your own products clean. Clean the edges around the top of screw tops. You can do that with a cotton pad and some alcohol. You can wipe off the outsides just to keep those clean, again with alcohol and a cotton pad. Some things are next to impossible to clean. A lot of manufacturers are going to this type of applicator with the sponge, and I've yet to figure out a good way to deal with that. And that's probably why a product like this only has a 6-month shelf life as listed on their package. And don't forget to clean your makeup brushes and sponges. Once a week is a good guideline, but it all depends really on how much you use them. I don't recommend buying makeup products from resellers, eBay or some of the Amazon sellers that aren't the manufacturer's storefront on Amazon. And the reason for this is you don't know if the product's been tampered with. You don't know, especially if it doesn't have the shelf life indicator, how old the product is. Though I'll tell you in just a minute how you can check that. And also, it's sad to say, but some of those are fake versions, not even dupes. They're trying to make you think that they are the name brand product, whatever that might be, and they're not. So they won't be formulated the same. Now, if you have absolutely no idea how old a product is that you have on your vanity, you can go to a website called checkfresh.com. I'll include that in the description. That will tell you the manufacturing date if you can find on the product the batch code, which can be a little confusing, but the website gives you some hints of how to find it. This one is from Maybelline. I put in the manufacturer Maybelline, and then I put in the batch code U800, and it told me when it was created. It's mascara, so I know it's not going to be around very long, but I did want to check it. Now, to finish up, let's just review. It's important to pay attention to those expiration dates and shelf life indicators on your product, or know the basics of 2 years for powders, 12 to 18 months for cream and liquid products, and 3 to 6 months for mascara. Those are your basic guidelines to make sure they're safe to use. Always store your makeup in a cool place. Don't keep it in your hot car. And of course, never share products with other people. Mark your new makeup with a Sharpie or a label with either the date you purchased or the expiration date, whichever is easier for you. By following these tips, you can keep your makeup safe to use and keep your skin healthy and happy. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you enjoyed this content, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and join my small but growing community of people that are interested in beauty, skincare, and lifestyle. Thanks again. I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.